In 3, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, this is definitely the morning after show. It's the morning after show because this game was played Tuesday. I didn't give the Dallas Wings their due flowers. So this video is all about the Dallas Wings and giving them their flowers because I know a lot of y'all. Let's start with the people out there who the Dallas Wings just really get under your skin. Right? I've seen some of y'all online. I've seen some of y'all in the Facebook groups and in the comments. How much the Dallas Wings are getting on your nerves. How they're just so unpredictable. And Arike is never going to get anywhere because of this. And they need this. Y'all, I gave y'all a little airtime because all feedback is valid feedback, even if you don't agree with it. Let me just say this. The Dallas Wings is one of the most exciting teams this WNBA season. More exciting than 90% of the teams out there. That doesn't mean you have to like them, but when I saw people, all the anguish online about people like, oh, they're never going to get anywhere and they're never going to do this and this is why this didn't happen. And honestly, some of that's valid. I think people get, when they see exciting players who like play to the limits of their talent, shoot up 45-footers and literally high volume and all of that, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Some people love it. There's some of y'all who really love that. And then some of y'all, it just gets under your skin. You cannot stand it. And the reality is we need those kinds of players in the league. We need the kinds of players who shoot 30 times a night. Like legit, 30 times a night, 23 pointers. We need that. We need all kinds of players. Just like we need players like Alyssa Thomas who, in my mind, are not true offensive threats. If you defend Alyssa Thomas the right way, she's going to have a difficult time scoring. But it's going to require a whole hell of a lot for you to stop Alyssa from scoring, right? So on one hand, I'm saying, don't worry about Alyssa Thomas. If you look at her a certain way, don't worry about Alyssa Thomas scoring. But the reality is, if you look at her the traditional way, I should say, as a shooter, that's not who she is. But when you look at the stat sheet at the end of the night, and she's got 16, 17 points, 26, 30 points, and you're wondering how she got them, yeah, she's a problem. But we're talking about the Dallas Wings right now, right? Dallas Wings, I'm just giving, that was an example of volume shooting like Arike Ogunbowale and volume shooting like Alyssa Thomas. Same thing, different execution. Taking lots of shots, different execution. All right, so Dallas Wings, congratulations on a season that really had people in their feelings about what was going to happen. But I'm just going to shout out the Wings because I saw them from the beginning of the season and I saw what they were becoming in practices, in shootouts. Those of y'all who watched the Dallas Wings, you may have seen me calling some of their games. I called, I think, 4 or 5 of their games this season. I've been calling the WNBA and NCAA basketball since 1998. So been around our game a long time and glad to be back in the W. Got some real fun stuff that's going to be happening on television that I'm going to be a part of, and you guys will hear about that soon. But the Dallas Wings, I'm just saying that I got up close with them. I was at their practices. I was at their shoot-arounds. Just kind of sitting back, looking at what I was seeing from a standpoint of what their coach was doing, seeing what the culture was becoming. And I believe from the first, second practice that I got a chance to see them in Dallas, I believe that they were going to be something special if they didn't jack it up. I mean, that's like any team. That's what I said about the Mystics the other night when they lost to New York. They messed that up. So I'm looking at Dallas. I'm looking at talent. I'm looking at receptivity to coaching. I'm looking at chemistry. I'm looking at all of those dynamics that are so necessary to come together at the right time to do something special. For those of you who don't know who I am, I played on the Houston Comets' first WNBA championship team in 1997. I played for the Utah Stars one season after that, and then I went into broadcasting and calling the league in 1999. And I also played at Texas on an undefeated women's basketball championship team, played on numerous top USA national teams. I say all that to say I've seen the best of us. I've seen the best of us, and I've seen the worst of us. And I've been a part of teams that were super special. And so when you get a chance to watch teams from the beginning, the rough edges, that ain't gonna work that you see in a team, every team goes through that. But there are some teams that if everything goes according to kind of plan and they live out They live up to expectations, internal expectations, not y'all's expectations, but internal expectations about what they can become. You know, you're looking at a team like Dallas that I thought was going to be special from the beginning. Again, if they didn't mess it up. And so there are some ways that you mess it up. You have internal strife. You don't have a good coach. This is for any team, men's, women's teams. It doesn't matter. If your coach is not a good fit for the talent, it can easily get messed up. And then you can have a great coach, and then the talent doesn't live up to the hype of who they are and should become, and then you can mess up what could be special. So I saw Dallas coming together throughout the season, and then like every team out there had some lulls, had some games that they should have won. Can't we say that about every team in the W? Absolutely. Even Las Vegas. I think if I were talking to Becky Hammond right now, I could get Becky to say, yeah, we should have gotten this one. Or, yeah, we should have gotten this. We let that one get away from us. So Dallas Wings, let's talk about their game 2 against Atlanta in Dallas Tuesday night. Oh, man, exciting. That's all I got to say. Very, very exciting. A team that knows who they are. See, that's the cool thing about Dallas. Some of y'all complain about Dallas, and Dallas is thinking, this is who we are. This is who we are. We take a lot of shots. We take transition threes. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to do 10 things at least every night that makes our fans go. And we're going to do 10 more things every night that makes our detractors and our haters go, see, this is why they can't win. But that's also why Dallas wins, because they know who they are. This is a subtle yet extremely important concept. Know who you are. Know who you are. And don't let people from the outside change who you are. So from the beginning, and if you heard me call in the games, you heard me say it drives me crazy sometimes. Some of the shot selections drive me crazy. And I love volume shooting. But they stayed true to who they were. Latricia Trammell didn't have an issue with shot selection. Didn't have an issue with that. Do you know how free you feel as a player when your coach is like, oh, we took 60 shots, we took 63s tonight. Okay, cool. You know how what you feel like as a player when your coach believes in the style that best fits her players? It's unbelievable. See, some of y'all have never played, I can't even say sports because every sport is different, but basketball where you played for a coach who, I don't like that shot. Oh, that's not the shot to take. Okay? Some people you need to say that to. I can think of some players in the W that I'm looking at their shot selection. I'm like, if I'm coaching you, I'm telling you, let's get a better one. And then there are those players like the ones on Dallas, Satou Sabally, Arike Ogunbowale, Natasha Howard. They're pulling threes in transition because that's what they do. That's their style. That's their brand. It is on brand for the Dallas Wings to come down and shoot transition threes 20 times a night. That's on brand for them. So I salute the Dallas Wings because they showed up against Atlanta, played gritty, grimy, nasty defense because that turns into their offense, and they never stopped being who they are. Now, there are adjustments that every team has to make, because sometimes being who you are is going to get you in trouble. You got to find the better version of being who you are, and I think that's what Dallas did against Atlanta Tuesday night. They stayed true to who they were. You saw Coach Trammell on the side getting misty. And that's the culmination of, I'm going to tell you, that's the culmination of having a sense as a coach of what you want to do with the clay that you've been given, the clay that you can help to mold, and it working out, even when it wasn't easy. Being an assistant coach in LA and getting the opportunity to be the head coach at Dallas and having conversation with president general manager, Greg Bibb, and talking about what you see as your approach and your style to a team that many people have never really measured up and met the expectations that they should based on their talent level. It's all of that. I believe in that moment when LT was standing there on the sideline crying, taking in that moment, I believe it was a culmination of all of that. Seeing this team from where it started on day one, them believing, them faltering a little bit, but believing and buying in. That's what that was about. So I salute Latricia Trammell, the Dallas Wings, on a cool, quick series. Did good work, quick work with the Atlanta Dream. And now it's time to play who? The defender who? The Aces? They're playing the Aces. That's going to be a great series. If both of those two teams stay true to who they are, that's going to be a great series.